no, you're good. You're good. So it's going to be MSPs don't lose business because they didn't have backups. They lose business because their backups didn't work. So you offered backups. Your client had a massive failure. A server caught on fire. We actually had an incident with when I had my old MSP where someone actually drove into the building and tipped the server over because the wall collapsed on it. MSPs lose business because their backups didn't work.
Yeah, well, that is true. I mean, if you're telling your client, hey, we got you covered, we got your backups in the cloud, and those backups don't work, and you go to restore something that's very important to them, A, they're probably going to drop you, and B, depending on how your agreement's written, you can get some legal trouble for that as well.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we're going to be covering as well is the liability shift. So if the and here's the real thing is, in this whole AMA is built around the premise that who's at fault when a backup fails? Is it the client's fault? Is it the MSP's fault? Or is it the MSP vendor's fault or the backup vendor's fault? Who's at fault when that happens?
Well, if the vendor's servers are up and working perfectly fine and the backups are actually working on the server, so it's not going to be a vendor at that point. If you're not outlined in your MSA, which we do that with our clients, say, if your computers aren't on, we can't back them up. So there's a small snippet in there about that as well.